Hey everyone, this is MusicTechHelpGuy, and welcome to another episode of Free Plugin Weekly. Today I want to show you the SGA1566 from Shattered Glass Audio, which models tube preamplification with two modeled 12AX7 tube stages. This is a great plugin to warm up tracks, especially if you're recording from home with solid-state gear and digital preamps. It can really help to warm up the tone of your recordings, as well as function as a saturation compressor or to add some dirt to tracks with tube overdrive. I find this plugin most helpful on my guitar bus, vocals if the vocals seem a bit thin, bass especially if it's DI bass, as well as gritty distorted synthesizers and synth basses. It's also a great plugin for warming up and adding some tube drive for mastering. So today I'm going to try it out on a guitar mix, a stereo guitar mix, female lead vocals, DI bass, as well as a track saturator for a whole pre-mastered mix. So the plugin's very simple to use. You've got a 2-channel backsandal EQ with bass and treble options. You can also put the EQ in post or pre mode, which basically puts the EQ before the preamp or after the preamp. You have input and output gain, as well as tube gain. So this is more or less like your tube drive. So the more you push this up, the more tube drive you'll hear. You can also work the plugin with a high or low CPU load. With high CPU utilization, the sound fidelity will be a more authentic tube preamp emulation. However, if you're in a situation where you need to conserve CPU power, you can put this on low, which isn't as authentic of an emulation, but preserves CPU power if you've got a lot of plugins in your mix. So I'm going to keep this on high for now. You can also operate this in mono or stereo. I'm going to keep this in stereo because all of my examples are in stereo. The oversampling switch upsamples the sample rate of the audio for processing, which helps with aliasing issues in the extreme high frequencies. I'm going to keep this on 1 times for now, because otherwise I'll get playback errors in Logic because my video capture software is actually eating up a lot of system resources right now. Normally I'd set this to 2x though. Alright, so let's start with my stereo guitar mix. Yeah, so just kicking in the plugin actually helps to warm up the track a bit and beef it up a little bit. I know part of it's just volume, but part of it is the tone. The tone of the plugin's actually helping to warm up the track a bit. Let me come up with a setting that really helps to saturate the guitar and gives it a lot more mid-range and bass body to it. Yeah, so part of that is volume. It is significantly louder, but it's also sort of imposed this a little bit of like a tube overdrive on it. You can hear a little bit of extra fizzle in the signal as well, which I don't mind so much. When you tuck that into a mix, you're not going to really hear that fizzle too much anymore. But yeah, that has given our stereo guitar mix some really nice tube warmth and body to it. All right, next let's try it out on our lead vocals, almost like a saturation compressor.
We don't have to look too far to see the face of destruction. You ruin life for me. Pray for death to take me quickly, living life in a lie. You've already taken my child from me.
So yeah, it's given it a bit of a lift, a little bit more of more low end, more mid-range body. Giving it, again, I don't want to pull the gain up too much on vocals because it'll start sounding distorted, but it's just giving it a little bit of like a tube lift, and it sounds more like it was actually recorded through a tube preamp as opposed to through a solid-state preamp. Next, let's give this DI bass some more body, as well as a little bit of drive, a little bit of dirt on the signal. Next, let's try it on the master. We'll give this whole track a bit of a lift, as well as some tube saturation.
We don't have to look too far to see the face of destruction. You ruin life for me. Pray for death to take me quickly, living life in a lie. You've already taken my job from me. Pray for death to take me quickly, living life in a lie.
Alright guys, so that's the SGA1566 plugin, a free plugin from Shattered Glass Audio. I'll leave a link to it in the video description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.